Oceanport is in New Jersey. It's a small community, and they call it small community with water access everywhere. And I was this article discusses the transformation of this town, and it's in Monmouth County. And if you're not familiar with New Jersey, so New Jersey looks sort of like a strange S. So North Jersey here, it kind of butts out a little bit around the curve, and then it comes back down. Right around that butt out, it is tucked in there. Monmouth County borders the ocean there, and is this little community called Oceanport. And it used to be it's a borough in New Jersey, and it used to be a military town. It was a residential area for military for Fort Monmouth that closed down. But many New Yorkers like to go there. Vacationers from the city typically go as far down Point Pleasant, Longport, Long Branch, and then after that, now, do they go to South Jersey, down to Ocean City, Wildwood? Sure, they do. But typically, you'll find mostly North Jersey people there. Sort of PA people kind of go straight across to South. So it's interesting, the dynamics of different people that live all over the Jersey Shore area. But this particular Oceanport saw an influx of newcomers, leading to a lot of competitive bidding on homes. And a couple eventually, this article talks about a particular couple that eventually purchased in 21. But more importantly, the town is undergoing a significant development and revitalization, with various recreational and commercial facilities being built on what was the former military base. So in particular, Netflix has invested $55 million to establish its East Coast production.
Really?
Portion of the land. So on a portion of this military base, they've purchased, they're going to have plans for sound stages and lots of job opportunities. So the mayor of Oceanport, John Coffey, he views this development as a boost to the local economy and a way to replace jobs lost when the military base closed. About 10,000 jobs.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's amazing with Netflix how their productions are blooming.
Yeah. So and it's great to have these places all across the United States. So people
who knew
from all across the country can take advantage of that.
Right. And who knew, when you look at the map of New Jersey, where this is located, there's water, there's inlets in the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, that there's this much land to kind of do this redevelopment.
Yeah,
so,
very rare.
But again,
or to bring back that, military base alive,
Right, exactly. So Oceanport, it's been known for its connection to the water because it's like literally surrounded by the water, the Atlantic Ocean out to the east, but on both sides of with the inlets. Many homes are located along the waterways, and there's numerous marinas, boat ramps, beach clubs. So it's really attractive location for people who are seeking a waterfront lifestyle, which Lisa, you would know about, right? So, so I was thinking that, people are looking to migrate all over, right? They are in fact, going to where they can find available, desirable, affordable places to live, right? Sure. And but this, around the shores may be a secondary market, but all in all, that's what people are looking for right now. Is you're finding people shifting around the country. I feel like, what's available, where's their housing, where's it affordable, and what's desirable. So Lisa Lamborghini, I was just going to ask you, in relation to this article, in your area in California, do you know of any little sleepy towns or dormant areas that may be being revitalized or bringing people in and flocking to help create a revitalization effort?
So in the word of create, Disney, one of our most favorite fun places to go, are doing a huge development in the desert. But you're going to have to follow us on our next podcast.
That's a big setup. Okay. All right. So Lisa, that's very good.
You might be moving out here, Lisa D. We know you're the big Disney fan.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's actually supposed to be they're actually allowing the creators to create the properties. So it's going to be a great deep dive, and
okay, you'll have to tune in next time for the details on that. So Lisa gave us Yeah, Lisa gave us a little mouth watering there of what's coming to California. So, and I believe that there probably are a lot of places like this around the country that are going to start maybe coming up with other ways to recreate themselves. But in Oceanport, again, being in Monmouth County, it's a borough in New Jersey. It's becoming an increasingly desirable place to live due to the waterfront access, as I mentioned, and the proximity to the beach. And as a result, this area is seeing growth and development. Many residents find it affordable alternative to coastal towns while still offering waterfront lifestyle. So ranch houses are being expanded in Cape Cods. They're putting 2 stories or making them larger. There's a demand for them in this area. So Lisa D, my question to you is, it's kind of a 2-part question, because you're our shore resident and expert. In the secondary market, meaning vacation homes, do you think that these hidden gem shore towns like Oceanport in North Jersey put pressure on our South Jersey towns to be competitively priced with resale? And because I've seen a couple homes listed in Ocean City pop up recently that are between $499 and $749. And I thought, wow, that's under $1 million. Is that possible to get into Ocean City? And they were decent places. So my question is, do you think it's helping them to be more competitively priced? And what do you see pricing wise? Or do you think that we're still very distinct in New Jersey with our North Jersey people and our South Jersey people staying stovepiped in their areas? So what do you think?
I think it's divided. I think we're separated. We're not even comparable.
Competition. Okay.
Yeah. I think what you're seeing is people who are now working from home. I think it's, I can't remember what the percentages was on an article that I read of how many people are working from home ever since
there's still
we had the lockdown. So if they're thinking of a home, they want it in paradise per se, and being by the water or the beach will give them that. So it's interesting because we do have a small piece available in Beasley's Point, which is outside of Ocean City, and it's going to take a long time. But there is a whole stretch of water and a lot of land that we can build condos. I don't know what the building plan is, but it is going to be residential. And they just blew up the tower. That was a big event.
Yep, I remember that.
We had an emergency alert on our phone letting us know that it was going to sound like a big bomb. And taking the tower down. So they're cleaning up the land because it's toxic right now. And so they have to clean all that up and then they can start building. My husband's a contractor, so, he gets articles all the time and he says probably not for another 2 years, but land is very sparse. So when you find it, it's golden. And I don't think they're going to be reasonable. I really think you're going to see these things starting at 500. And to your point, Christine, as far as price points, 500 is for being the lowest price point for Ocean City. That's high.
Yeah.
Before there was a time where you could get a condo for 250, 350. And I'm not saying 7 years ago, I meant the year before COVID hit. And then it just changed everything.
Yeah.
In regards to how you just said about land is being, not a lot of it sparse.
Yeah.
BLM land, or Bureau of Land Management, they own an amazing amount of land.
Yeah.
We really aren't a shortage. If they would just sell off some of the land, we would not have a lot of this. And be able to have affordability and areas where it actually is flourishing and people are making money and can put it more of an affordable home. And,
we actually have a vast amount of land in this country unpopulated that there's no one living. There's heavy concentrations in big cities because why? There's jobs there, transportation, that kind of thing. So it would really take some imagination, some builders like, I know you dropped the little nugget on Disney, going to the desert and doing maybe a city there, this being reval. I mean, so there's definitely opportunity. It's just who's the builder that's going to do it? Who's the developer? Who's, coordinating with the state, the county, the local, just the whole thing, getting businesses to be attracted to come there, knowing that you can bring in people. That takes a lot of work and effort. And, hopefully something like this is encouraging to think that people are thinking outside the box and maybe
Right.
thinking of reutilizing good
Exactly.
property. So that being
Mhm.
said, this particular family in this article moved from Queens to Oceanport because the town's beach proximity, vacation-like atmosphere, like Lisa said. People want to be at home and feel like they're in paradise at the same time. Like, so they get best bang for their buck, right? So Oceanport section, again, being the former Fort Monmouth military base, it's undergone substantial redevelopment. It's put new townhomes in. They are rehabilitating the officers' houses. So if you've ever been on a base, there's officer housing, enlisted housing, two different aspects. Enlisted typically were maybe duplexes, maybe condo, townhome looking. Officer housing, single family, typically.
Right.
Senior officers, single family looking, nicer ranch style home, sometimes 2-story, depend on where it was. But they are rehabbing those homes and other projects like the fitness centers. They're making senior care, breweries, all kind of things, and plans for retail space and office space. So, Debbie, my question to you is, I know in California, they've had several military bases close over the years. And with the housing shortage due to inventory and affordability, do you see that there's an opportunity for previous military bases or military towns out there to utilize these spaces to grow communities, offer housing and business growth for economic opportunity out there?
So I feel like there's always the opportunity. It's just a matter of whether or not they feel that they want to, like this property in Jersey, sell it because the base is no longer being utilized. I think here in California, our bases, most of them are being utilized. The biggest, of course, is San Diego. That is the biggest military space we have in California.
Is that Camp Pendleton?
That's Camp Pendleton.
Yeah, that's a Marine base. But I'm talking about the ones that closed.
So there.
We also have our Navy.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we have 2 bases up in Port Hueneme, and both of those bases are open. 29 Palms out in the desert, that one is still open. I think there's a couple Air Force bases.
Didn't Vandenberg close?
That's out
in mid California.
Yeah.
One up in San Francisco has closed down, but space wise, there's not a lot there. And I could be wrong, so forgive me for those of you who are listening who know better than I do on that. Honestly, Christine, I just I'm not aware of a space that we have here in California that's not being utilized by the military that we could. Lisa,
regarding that,
California resident, are you aware of something?
So no, not in regards to like a military base, but let's talk about all of the office buildings that are vacant.
Oh, wow.
Well, there's that.
They could,
strip malls.
Sure. Yeah, that's
we could definitely take this.
Another episode.
And I actually think I think some of these malls are going out, right? Like malls are going out. And I feel like you could take a mall and you can make an enormous community there, senior center, you could have your restaurants, you could have so much right there, all in one spot. Not that I'm trying to box people into one thing, but I'm saying how convenient for people who maybe have limited mobility or able to afford, it just seems like
you really could make a huge
talk about this for hours.
I agree.
So one of my favorite things, and I'm always saying this to Brian, okay, so all these malls that are vacant, they're all across the US, put the pickleball. I'm not a pickleball player, but as we know, pickleball is so
it's big.
Huge. Take the bottom level, do pickleball courts, have the pickleballers there from like 6 in the morning to like 10, whatever. And then the stores on the top, and then they open from like 1 to 5. Because who's going to the mall after that anyways, right? You get the double thing.
Be like the Mall of America in Minnesota.
They
have that huge amusement park.
I definitely think they need to rethink how they're doing retail for live. But that's another topic, and we're definitely swerving to the right here.
Address that.
Just to bring it back in.
Just to bring
it back in. For anyone listening who's interested in Oceanport in the Monmouth County area, in early October, recently, there were 20 homes available for sale in Oceanport in 15 pending sales. The most expensive listing was a 5-bedroom house on Horseneck Point Peninsula. and it listed for 1.65 million. While the least expensive was a 3-bedroom house listed for $519,850. So the median price for homes sold between January and September were $785,000 compared to $690 during 22. So it is competitively priced, I think, for the area in general, and you're getting a vacation resort style. I mean, this place sounds amazing. I actually thought, wow, I might want to go take a drive up there and check this place out myself. I mean, it's got a vibrant community with boating and water activities, public ramps for the river access. They also have for kayaking and paddleboarding, but they also have like the Oceanport Paddle Club. They have restaurants with, I thought Lisa would love this, lobster rolls. Her favorite.
My favorite.
So I think Lisa and I need to take a drive and go check this place out.
Sounds good.
But there are beach clubs and all kind of private clubs. There's all kind of things. There's a new brewery that opened, Baseline Social, sports bar, virtual golf center. A former World War II dance hall has been transformed into park loft and a wedding and catering venue. So it really sounds like a great place. And if you want to raise your kids there, education, great. Small schools in general. They have, the senior class. I mean, the high school has about 598 students in it. So that's over 9 through 12. And that's small.
Can I say really quickly for any of our listeners out there who think this sounds amazing?
Yeah.
Guess what? Christine or Lisa can help you buy a house there.
That's right. We are licensed in the entire state of New Jersey, and I can certainly get you in there. So, but just to wrap it up, again, Oceanport's approximately 60 miles from New York City, 90-minute drive, or you can take New Jersey Transit, Penn Station, any of those things. There's also a ferry, so that you can jump on to get into the city. So for commuting, it's there.
And I'd like to add one thing to our audience. Everybody's looking for a buy, and it's hard to find a good buy in this market right now. But if you are willing to buy the first house or maybe the first 10, right when the construction's going on, that's when you can negotiate. You can negotiate on those deals and get in on new construction because you're going to be the one having to deal with all the noise and the construction going on. And sometimes they will give you a deal if you allow them to show the house. So as a model home.
Oh, right. There you go.
Great.
There you go.
Great.
Good factoid there.
That's actually a pretty good thought.
Yes, indeed.
So that being said, I just want to wrap it up with just giving you this last little bit about Oceanport. It is actually, again, linked to the Fort Monmouth Army base, but it also, they developed the first radar system there in 1938. And why is that important? Well, there was notably a guy named Julius Rosenberg, who was an electrical engineer at the base, and he was later accused of espionage for sharing sensitive information to the Soviet Union, leading to his execution along with his wife. So if you want to live in a historic, fun place, Oceanport your place, I'm your gal. So thanks for tuning in. Until we see you next time. Pack your bags.